All right, friends, we are here at another destination here in Philadelphia. This is Laurel Hill Cemetery, founded in 1836. So this is a very old cemetery. It's supposed to be very beautiful. And we're going to go inside and take a look around. And I'm here to actually look at one very specific grave. And believe it or not, the grave I'm looking for, no one is really buried there. And this here is the entrance as we walk in. So I'm really looking forward to checking this place out. Because believe it or not, for some reason I've always enjoyed cemeteries. So especially old cemeteries with a lot of history and they're always really cool. So when you first entered the cemetery, they actually have a gift shop and restrooms just off to the left here, which I have already used the facilities. Thank goodness they had one, because I didn't want to hold it. Let's walk up these steps and see what we can see up here. Kind of give you a bird's eye view. See my wife standing down there. Somebody else entering. So our grave we're looking for, where nobody's actually buried, the fictional grave, is just right down here. Supposed to be right down past the main entrance on the left hand side, close to the fence. So let's go investigate, see if we can find our fake grave. And right here it is, right next to the road, inside the fence. The grave of Adrian Balboa, Rocky's wife from the movies. How cool is that? They put this here just for the movie because Sylvester Stallone wanted a real grave to go to visit throughout the movies when he goes back to you know, visit his wife, his deceased wife. So right here the stone actually reads March 10th 1950 is when she was born, and January 11th 2002 is when she passed away. And they got some glasses up there like she wore in the first movie, or somebody put them there, placed them there. We had this little signage right here, Adrian Balboa. And Polly, this right here was her her brother. You know, Polly always had a lot of wisecracks for Rocky and everything, you know. And right there's his grave. So there you go, a little movie history right here in Philadelphia. That's kind of cool. Look at that little squirrel in there. Look, he's got something in his mouth. He's got a nut. Look at him. All right, I'm gonna leave you alone now. You go ahead and go hide your nut. Okay, friends, we found something here that we do not want to disturb or get too close. But would you look at this monstrous hive? Look at that. That right there could make your day really bad, because that is a hornet nest, and that is a monstrous hornet nest. And now we're just going to very quietly turn around and walk away. Man, that was a monster of a hornet nest right there. Oh my gosh. I don't know if the audio could pick it up. It probably couldn't, but I could hear like the buzzing sounds of those things, and I mean, I was just cruising around through here looking. Didn't really pay no attention. It's Philadelphia, it's loud, there's things happening. But that right there, when I paid attention and I finally focused what I was walking up on, I was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. We ain't going that way. There ain't nothing over there to see. Let's turn around and go. This is something else. This cemetery is so huge. Look at this. Up on this little hill, it's just like there's some stuff beneath there. It looks like it would teeter-totter if you pushed it. Just everything is just so like expansive and tall, humongous. Ooh, wait a minute. What's going on over here? This area here is like the graves have actually, or the lids have just kind of crumbled in over time. Check this out. Henry Pepper. I mean, they have this totally caved in and broken. Ain't that an interesting, I don't know what's going on there. It's like an angel, like on one knee, with something coming out of its knee, like it's been stabbed or something. Is that what that is? See it? Like it's right here. Yeah, it's like something coming up through its knee. Here's some more. Pretty wild looking graves. Look at that. I don't even know what to think about some of this stuff. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, man, when they buried people around here, they did it with, they went through a lot of effort, just the sculptures alone. And look at these right here. Sarah Bushong, wife of Charles S. Hans, 1934 to 1908. And that one there is kind of, don't have as much grass and stuff in it as some of these other ones. It was like it was way more filled up. And this one here the same way. It's kind of, the ground's kind of sunken in right there a little bit. John Gay, he must have been somebody important. Look at his monument. Look how tall that is. I mean, that is like 35 feet tall, maybe. I mean, it is monstrous. This is so beautiful. So I'm standing up here kind of on the, almost on the hilltop, and I'm just going to do a pan around. Just look at all these monumental gravestones. I mean, all these things are just monstrous. And then we have this one up here. It's like an angel. Can't really make out what that is. And here's another angel one. It's quite a sight to be seen. So this here is the grave of Isaac Thorne and Augusta Thorne and Mary Thorne. And theirs actually has like a ship anchor laid to rest on top of it. That's pretty wild. Check that out. Oh, this is kind of sad. Like some of these have kind of fell over. I guess this tree right here is kind of growing out of control, I would imagine. And it's probably affecting these graves surrounding it. Definitely look at this limb right here, how it's almost like laying on top of this grave site right here. You see this from, you know, from time to time in some of these old grave sites. I know somebody put a video up on one, I think in Charleston, South Carolina, where a tree actually grew up through the grave and the casket, or the vault that the casket was in, was like protruding out of the ground. It was quite scary looking. But this grave here is so big, I guess they can't like go over every nook and cranny all the time, or they just don't notice or whatever. But this tree right here definitely needs to be trimmed back a little bit at some point, because it's starting to hit some things and tear some stuff up. There's some more pieces on the ground over here. And this area right here of the graveyard is very pretty. It's almost like a little garden. It's got some plants, some bushes out there, nice little walkways, paths. So far, this is the only part of the cemetery that I've seen where you actually have paths to walk. You know, sometimes when you walk in cemeteries, it's kind of nerve-wracking because you actually could be walking on somebody's grave. So, but this makes it much easier. Now this right here is a quite interesting little plot. It's got like this castle figure here in the middle. But then all the grave sites are at least shaped very similar, but have different sizes. Check that out. So I've made my way to the eastern side of the cemetery, and you can kind of see the river down below. Some of the bridges. I think that's Interstate 76 maybe over there. And look at this tree. This thing is monstrous. Very beautiful. I'm loving this tree right now because it's a little warm. It's very, very sunny here in Philadelphia today. And this tree is really giving me some shade and some really good feelings. I'm liking the coolness. So over here on this east side, this might be one of the most beautiful areas of this graveyard. You just look around and check this view out right here. Because this right here is pretty spectacular. It's gorgeous. Very beautiful. Very peaceful. Alright, so we have exited the Laurel Hill Cemetery. That place was really an awesome place to go walk around and just check it out. It's super hot today, so we are going to bail. Maybe you'll get a drink, cool off a little bit, and start thinking about getting a little bit of dinner. So stay tuned to see what else we get into. Alright friends, that will pretty much do it for us today. We had to make a little detour of plans today, so we didn't get to go check out anything else. The beautiful Laurel Hill graveyard was our last stop, so that is all we got. Thank you for tuning in today and hanging out with me for a little bit as we explored some of the outside areas of Philadelphia. So really had a good time today. I want to give a big shout out and thanks to my niece for kind of chauffeuring me and my wife around the last few days, showing us around town, taking us to see some cool stuff. Really enjoyed it, got to eat some great food, and yeah, so that's about all I got. If you're new to the channel, please think about subscribing. If you liked the content today, please give it a thumbs up, and definitely put a comment down below if you have any stories or things that you really enjoy about Philadelphia that maybe I missed that I can see on my next trip back. So that being said, I'm the Hitchhiking Yeti, and friends, I will see you in our next video. Everyone, please stay safe. I will see you around.